In this video, I'm going to show you how to use VLOOKUP across multiple sheets in Excel and how to make that process smoother. This is especially helpful if you're working with different data sets stored in different tabs and you need to pull information from one sheet into another. We'll go step by step, and by the end, you'll be able to create formulas that keep working even when your data grows. Let's dive in. Imagine you're working at a company that tracks sales by branch and product. You've got a sales sheet with a list of branches and product names. What you want to do is figure out which region each branch belongs to and which category each product falls under. That info is in two other sheets, one called regions and another called product categories. Back in your sales sheet, you've got two empty columns, one for region and one for category, and we're going to fill those in using VLOOKUP. Let's start with region. Click in the first empty cell under the region column. Start by typing an equals sign. Then, type VLOOKUP in capital letters and open a parenthesis. Your lookup value is the cell that has the branch name, so go ahead and click on that cell, the one in the same row under the branch column. Then type a comma. Now you need to tell Excel where to look for the matching information. So click on the regions sheet at the bottom. Select just the data, not the column headers, by clicking the first branch name and then pressing Ctrl plus Shift plus down arrow on your keyboard to highlight the rest of the column. Once that's selected, press the F4 key to lock the range. This adds dollar signs, which make sure that range doesn't move when you copy the formula down. If the F4 key doesn't work on your computer, you can also manually add the dollar signs in front of both the column letters and row numbers. Now type another comma. You're being asked for the column number from which to return a value. Since the region names are in the second column of the table you selected, type the number 2. Add another comma. Now Excel wants to know if you want an exact match or an approximate one. You want an exact match, so type the word false in all caps or just type the number 0. Then close the parenthesis and press Enter. That should return the region for the first branch. Double-click the small square at the bottom right of the cell to copy the formula down the whole column, and just like that, you've got region data filled in for all your branches. Now let's do the same thing for category. Click the first empty cell under the category column. Start by typing an equals sign, then type VLOOKUP and open a parenthesis. Your lookup value this time is the product name. So click the cell in the product column on the same row, then type a comma. Now switch over to the product categories sheet. Again, click on the first product and use Ctrl plus Shift plus down arrow to highlight the list. Press F4 to lock the range. If needed, add the dollar signs manually. Type a comma. The category info is in the second column of this data, so type 2. Then another comma, and again type false or 0 for an exact match. Close the parenthesis and hit Enter. You'll get the category for that product. Double-click the bottom right corner of the cell to fill the formula down the column. Okay, let's make this easier. Right now, you're switching back and forth between sheets to grab the data ranges, which isn't ideal. One way to simplify this is by giving names to those ranges, so let's do that. First, go to the region sheet. Click any cell in the data and press Ctrl plus A to highlight the whole range. Then look up near the formula bar. Just to the left of it, you'll see a box that probably says something like A2. Click inside that box and rename the range to something like region. You can't use spaces and the name can't start with a number. After typing the name, press Enter to save it. Now go back to the sales sheet and click into the region cell again. Type equals VLOOKUP. Open parenthesis, then select the branch name. Type a comma, and instead of switching tabs, type the word region. Excel will recognize it as a named range and even show it in a drop-down list. Just double-click it. You don't have to lock this range with dollar signs because named ranges are locked by default. Type another comma, then 2, then another comma, and type 0. Close the parenthesis and press Enter. Then copy it down like before. Let's do the same thing for the product categories. Go to that sheet. Click any cell, press Ctrl+A to select all the data. Then click inside the name box and type categories. Hit Enter to save it. Back in the sales sheet, click into the first category cell. Type equals, then VLOOKUP, open parenthesis, click the product name, comma, type categories, comma, type 2, comma, then 0. Close the parenthesis and press Enter. Copy the formula down. This naming method saves you from clicking around different sheets when writing your formulas. But we can take this one step further and use Excel tables, which are even more powerful because they automatically expand when new data is added. Let's create some. Start on the sales sheet. Click any cell in the data and press Ctrl+T. A dialog box will pop up. Just click OK. Now you'll see a new tab appear called Table Design. In that ribbon, look for the table name box and rename the table to Sales with no spaces. Press Enter to confirm. Do the same for the Product Categories sheet. Click a cell, press Ctrl+T, click OK, and name the table Categories. Press Enter. Then repeat that on the Regions sheet and name the table Regions. Now back in the sales sheet, let's see how this affects our formula. In a table, if you click a cell in the branch column, Excel doesn't refer to it as something like B2. It'll call it @branch, which just means this row's branch value. So click the first cell under region and type equals VLOOKUP, open parenthesis, then click the branch cell. You'll see it say @branch. Then type a comma. Now instead of typing a named range, just type regions and double-click when it appears. Comma, then 2. Comma, then 0. Close the parenthesis and hit Enter. It works just like before. This table setup is super handy because if you add a new branch to the regions table, like Manchester, and assign it to a region like North, Excel will automatically apply the same formatting. More importantly, your VLOOKUP in the sales sheet will pick up that new branch without needing you to update anything. Same deal with categories. If you add a new product in the Product Categories table, and then reference that product in the sales sheet, Excel will fetch the correct category automatically. The formula still works, no editing required, and that's how it works. Now, if you're ready to level up fast, hit the video on screen right now. It's my free, no-fluff Excel crash course that takes you from the absolute basics to the advanced moves you'll actually use on the job. Give it a click, start shining at work today, and when you finish, you'll be eligible for an official Excel Basics certification you can drop straight onto your LinkedIn. See you in class!